Let us study about the ideas of Vilfredo Pareto. He was an Italian sociologist born in France in mid-19th century. In his early life, he was a supporter of democratic, republican, and pacifist ideas. But due to various political and personal reasons, he rejected the idea of humanitarianism, republicanism, and democracy of the kind found in France and Italy of his times. In his book Treatise on General Sociology, he even criticized the democracy. He also stated that sociology should use logico-experimental method. That is, we should observe the social reality and then draw the logical inference from it. He wants to apply the methods used in natural sciences to the study of society. Pareto rejects not only Marx but also a major portion of Enlightenment philosophy. Enlightenment philosophers emphasized the rationality, whereas Pareto emphasized the importance of non rational factors like human instinct. He also thinks that the non rational factors are so important and unchanging that a social change due to economic revolution cannot occur in society, as proposed by Marx. He proposed social system as a framework to study society where various parts are interdependent and interrelated. That is, society is a system in equilibrium, and any change in one part of the society will cause the adaptive change in another part of the society. He stressed on social system and reject the need for individualistic and utilitarian notions. Let us talk about the Pareto's theory of residuals and derivatives. According to Pareto, a society is a system in equilibrium. That is, there will always be some outward forces that will try to change the society and some inner forces that will try to restore the society to its equilibrium. An example of this is that a society, even after a war or a revolution, will always readjust and attain an equilibrium. And these inner forces are mainly composed of non logical actions of individuals. According to Pareto, logical actions are those which links means to the ends and which are both objectively and subjectively logical. Whereas all the actions which do not fall in the category of logical actions are non-logical. Non-logical doesn't means that these actions are illogical. Example of non-logical actions would be emotions, instincts, and sentiment of the actors. Now let us go back to the theory of residuals and derivatives. Residuals and derivatives are both manifestations of the sentiments of human. Derivatives are the changing elements and the residuals are permanent elements. For example, there are various types of religion exist in the world. Some are polytheistic, some are atheistic, and some are monotheistic religions. These changing form of religions are derivatives, and a constant common factors in all these religions would be regarded as residue. Pareto proposed six classes of residues, which remains constant throughout the long history of Western societies. First is the residues of combination, which combines likes with likes and explain the human curiosity to synthesize the information. Second is the residues of the persistence of aggregate. These are the drives to keep persistence of man's relations with another man. Third is the residues of manifestations of sentiments through external acts, like burning of a effigy of enemy leader. Fourth is the residues of sociability that makes for communal living and that compel man to be uniform in its behavior. Fifth is the residues of integrity of personality that helps to integrate our personality. Last is the residues regarding sexuality, that is sexual urges that influence our outlook, attitudes, and thinking. As there are many sexual taboos in the world, hence this residue is very complex to explain. Let us study about the Pareto's theory of elites and circulation of elites. Pareto believes that humans are unequal, and in every social group, there will always be a class of people who have highest indices in their respective activities. And Pareto calls these as elites. He distinguished between governing and non governing elites. Governing elites are those who plays a part directly or indirectly in the government, while rest are the non-governing elites. He further distinguished governing elites into two types. First is the residues of persistence of aggregate called the lions, and the second is the residues of combination called the foxes. For its proper functioning, governing elites must have both lions and foxes. Foxes are responsible for change, innovation, and experiments in society, and they are not loyal or conservative. Lions are responsible for stability and conservatism in society. They have a strong feeling of loyalty and they express in their behavior class solidarity, religious zeal, and patriotism. They also don't hesitate in taking hard decisions. And in his theory of circulation of elites, in cases where the majority of governing elites are lions, they are ultimately replaced by foxes. And hence, his theory of change is cyclical in nature. Once the new elite is in power, the process begins anew.